starting. Connect to stream software. Alright. Alright, so it is live on the channel. Let me see. Alright, so to do a quick recap, this was... yeah, sorry I wasn't able to do this the other day like I said I would. Geez, I was trying to get caught up on a lot of stuff, and I'm actually pacing things out. A little side note, I have been watching this. There is a YouTube channel, and I have been watching, and I would kind of recommend this. It's called Surviving Narcissism. And yeah, this one right here. I have been watching this guy. I clicked this out of curiosity, but gradually I've been watching him more and more and more, and I'm like, you know, he's been this guy dealing with some folks that I have had engagements with. You know, he's been hitting like so many nails on the head, and it's like even some of my own observations with particular people that I interact with, I've noticed these things. And yeah, I would suggest watching this guy, Surviving Narcissism. This is primarily about this is if you're in a relationship or any kind of interaction, and I would strongly recommend you watch this guy and take his advice or consider his advice, because I'm actually doing this where people that I'm realizing share a lot of these qualities. I'm separating myself more and more from them, and I think it's a lot better for my emotional and mental stability. But yeah, so a little shout out to that real fast. But this question was originally from Azoth, who we were talking about, let's see, how to progress with energy work. Read Robert Bruce's energy workbook in September, been practicing since April. I've done energy weights. I'm currently doing it to Qui-Gong. Energy medicine aside, I'm lost until working with Kundalini circuit. So understand this, that all energy work is very engaging. All right, so I know I got kind of, when I was younger and I did like the energy ball thing all the time, I got really bored with that because it was just the same thing over and over. You've got to mix it up. And the primary thing is you have to mix it up and you have to push yourself. And I'm not saying no one's not doing that. I'm just saying that's what it kind of requires. And this helps build your concentration. Let me see. Actually, let me go ahead and do this. This will help you build your concentration and your ability to really get in depth with your energy work practice. Excuse me. I was watching a live stream last night, and I actually woke up about a couple of hours ago. Excuse me, I re-woke up 2 hours ago. I've been naturally waking up at 3 a.m. and I'm not saying that because I know some people like, oh, that's a supernatural thing. I mean, I've been waking up about 3 o'clock, and I think it's really because I think it's because I've been going to bed early, and I'm just like kind of, when I wake up, I'm up. I don't really go back to sleep, but I was watching up till 1, watching a live stream, and I was like passed out. But anyway, enough of that about that crap. Let's get to it. So yeah, this is going to be recorded, so if you're not here, you can watch it again. So basically the idea behind Robert Bruce's book is that you use the sense of touch to work on energy ways, all right? And at first it can kind of seem like, you know, what am I really doing? You know, it's pretty easy to pick up, and you're not really sure if you're making any progress. And that's why I say, you know, push yourself to do different things. So if you have, let's say, for example, we'll do the most basic thing. You've got like your energy ball, right? You've got it in between your hands and everything. You formed it. All right. Try something different. Try after you form it. Try creating the. Let me see. Try making that little mental image of the yin yang, the push and the pull, where it kind of like when it does that little spiraling motion, or a little spinning motion. Try that with the ball. Try doing that with three. I've seen an image where it's like a yin yang, but it has three fields instead of two, and just get creative with it. Here's a perfect one. Let's try this. There's an exercise. All right, so go ahead and form your put your hands together. Do whatever you got to do. I'm not really trying to. My hands are a little cold, so that's why I'm rubbing them together. But take a minute, form your energy ball, put your hands together, and after you do that, pull your hands away, and try to focus on that one spot, where that energy ball is. Just kind of focus on it. Really feel that it's in midair, and you can feel that pressure right in front of your face or wherever you had your hands initially, and feel it, and just feel it kind of like being slowly pressed and condensed. If you need to use your breathing, that's good, or that's fine, but it's not a really requirement. But that would be one practice to do. All right, so because right now you can probably feel like you might feel as you're doing this some muscular tension a little bit somewhere. Like for me, I can feel it like kind of like where the bridge of my nose touches my eyebrow. I can feel a little tension right there as I'm and then a little bit in the back of my neck. Of course, that's where I actually have physical tension. I have I think there's like some little bit of some muscular knots up in there, but just kind of feel that sensation. Feel it compressing, and move your hand. Don't have your hands there. Give me a bit. Give me a yeah, no problem. Okay, someone else joined. Okay, cool. Beyond Shade is on the Beyond Shade. I'm actually doing I'm also doing a live stream. So if you can't catch all of this now, you can probably catch it all later. I'm doing a live stream on YouTube. But the practice, I'll kind of go over it again. Is it's basically. It was from a question the other day from Azoth, was asking about how to kind of move forward with energy work. And I'm suggesting this one very simple thing where, well, it's kind of simple, but it can kind of it's a little bit of a concentration exercise. It's basically, you're taking the standard basic bitch energy ball, the thing that everybody, falls all over themselves about. And you're just kind of, once you kind of have it, you put your hands together and you feel it kind of there, pull your hands away. Pull your hands away and just leave it there. Let it really feel that air pressure that's right there on that one spot in midair, and concentrate on it. If it helps, it's really about the feeling. You want to use the actual feeling. Feel that air pressure right there on that spot, that ball, and you'll notice that as you kind of project your attention, and it's very simple. Once you kind of project, you can actually feel that little sphere right there, and it builds a pressure. And you'll also probably feel this somewhere in your body, the more you put concentration on it. Like for me, I can feel it in my neck and in my sinuses. But if it helps to kind of with your concentration, you can match it with your breathing. So as you breathe in, you can feel it. you can feel the pressure, the energy kind of moving into the ball, and then when you exhale, the ball stabilizes. It gets more solid. So try that. So breathe in, exhale, and it gets more solid. And this is very much of a concentration exercise, also as it is an energy work exercise. Because what makes this very strong is you're putting your attention outside your body on a very specific point. Because your attention is a very powerful tool, and your attention oftentimes in energy work will kind of move around. It'll end up, it's like a dog or a puppy or a fly. It just kind of like goes off on its own, and you oftentimes have to pull it back. So this concentration exercise is pretty, it's simple, but it can be a little boring, I'll admit, but that's why everybody has to kind of like get creative with it. It's, if you look at energy work as a mixture of both a science and an art form, specifically as an art form, it becomes more fun. You're getting better at something, you're refining it, but it's also but have fun with it. That's the biggest thing, is enjoy what you're doing. So, we'll do that. We'll do about 10 breathing, kind of inhale. The ball gets stronger. Exhale, it solidifies. Inhale, it gets stronger. Then the pressure is going into the ball. Exhale, the ball is becoming more solid. It's easier to focus on. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And with each inhale and exhale, you want to take it a little bit slower. Each time your breathing gets a little bit slower. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the breath, the air around you moving into that ball. Remember, this ball is outside. It's almost like the ball is breathing it on its own. It's absorbing the energy. As you breathe, it breathes and absorbs the energy. If that helps. You can also imagine like one of those little squeezing stress balls where you crunch it together, and as you let it go, it compresses and then goes back to its normal shape. Sitha says, I notice on the bridge of my nose a slight pressure to it. Yeah, you'll notice when you do energy work, you'll feel a little bit of sensation in your body where there's tension. And this is actually how when I'm scanning people, this is actually what I look for. I look for forms of tension, and that's how I know there's a spot there. This is actually how I scan people. I put my attention outside of my body, and I run it over other people's body, and I can feel where there's tension or where there's muscular tension there, and I go, well, there's the spot. Now, once you feel that you've kind of, remember this, and this is don't rush yourself. This is all about the practice. Sure. Yeah, sure. You can go ahead and talk.
Yeah, so what's the exact context? Like, are we talking about advanced energy work, or?
It's yes and no. So I'm going to say it's more intermediate. This is
I
based.
just want to know the context, really.
Okay, so this was actually a question that someone had asked. I think it was back on the 29th about energy work, and Azoth, when she I think it's a, I don't know if that's a guy or a girl. I'm sorry. Had said, "Hello, I'm wondering how do I progress in energy work," and I was explaining to them that or I basically said I'll do a little class about it. So it's your progress is based once you get the basics down, you build up. It's just once you have those basics, you build up from there, and you get creative. It's not about a specific way of doing it. It's get creative and find new ways. And this one particularly is good for building up concentration because you're holding your attention on a very specific spot. Also, it's not just it's not a spot in the it's not like it's a spot in the air. It's not a spot on a wall or on a physical object. You're holding your attention on a on consider it like just the air, like an atom in the air, or like an air molecule. That's where you're holding your attention, and you're accumulating that attention and building concentration, building focus, and that is actually a powerful tool because when you manage to put your attention and your focus on a specific spot in midair, that's how you're building up a lot of power, energetic power. And the you know the I hope that answers your question. But I would say this is a little bit more of an intermediate practice because it can be I say because I would say it's a little bit of it's a step above I'd say it's a bit of a step above just starting out because most people say like if you're going to concentrate on a speck of a wall, something you can see. I'm saying concentrate on a feeling that is outside your body and hold that concentration on that spot right there. And you actually have a lot of control over that spot because it's not an actual thing in the material world, if that makes sense. But so when you guys if you guys are ready, we'll kind of like we're gonna move this we're gonna take this to the next step. If you let me just know so you guys are good to go for that.
I don't even know what we are gonna do personally.
um so we're basically gonna it's what this ball that we've that's that you've created. It's sitting there in midair. Originally it was, you put your hands together, you formed a ball, you moved your hands away, and now the ball is still there and in midair, and you're focusing on it, and you're going to be moving this ball throughout the air, but you're not going to be. It's not going to be. You're going to be doing concentrating. It's going to be moving slowly, and the point is you're going to maintain the focus of of it is a it's still pulling in the energy. It's still you're kind of keep it solidified, pulling the energy in, solidifying it. Breathe in, it pulls your attention in. Exhale, it's becomes more stable. You're feeding this ball your attention.
Yeah.
So that's so once you kind of have like that down, like it's sitting in midair, and it's kind of like it's once for a fact, okay, I've got a good solid focus on this, we're gonna be kind of moving a little bit forward with doing different things with this particular ball. I'll be honest, I hate calling them energy balls. I think it sounds so stupid. I'm sorry.
I mean, I can try. The only problem I have is that I mean, I can feel my own energy, right? But
Mhm.
I don't know, or at least I can barely feel anything far away from my body, you know.
Yeah, and that's actually why we're doing this is feeling inside your body is kind of easy, but that's why we're doing where you're gonna put it outside your body, and it's not
All
like
right. I
it's
mean,
not super far away. It's just maybe like, what was it? If you were just put your hands out and then pull your hands away, and it's just there. It might be like about, I don't know, 6 inches away from your body. And if
all
it
right. I mean, I just joined, so I haven't done or made an energy ball. So,
Okay,
I mean, you guys can just go ahead. I'll just follow later.
okay, that's fine. Let's see. Can you tell me what I need to do for this game? Oh, nothing. Sorry. Someone sent me a message on the forum. All right. I'll probably post you a link on. You can actually probably look up the how to form energy balls, and they're kind of that you'll find them all over the place. Let's see. Let me reply this person real fast.
So, can you send the link to the stream, by the way?
Yeah, I can. The stream or the other the Discord.
The YouTube stream.
Yeah, I can do that. All right. Let me. Let's see. Energy. Let's see. Okay. Ener- eh, let's see. Energy. That's. Or maybe it's. Or maybe I think it's more like psi ball. 3 ways. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Did you get that? All right. So, post that for you. It's kind of like a basic idea. All right. So I apologize for that. So here's what we're gonna do. When you have like those people who take that, they do that little juggling art where they'll have like a ball and they'll kind of like roll it over their body, and they're kind of like twist and turn, but the ball is kind of like always balanced on their body. You're gonna kind of do that. All right. So once you've kind of got like that concentration down, feel the energy ball, and you want to feel it moving. That point in the air. You want to feel it slowly moving up, and let it sit directly on your head. Okay? So there's the feeling of this ball. All right? Say it's like size of a baseball, softball, and it's sitting directly on your head, and you can actually feel it. You can actually feel the pressure of it sitting on your head. It's not heavy, but you can still feel it. And if you were to, and even if you kind of like tilt your head a little bit, you can actually feel it rolling around. If you move your head around, you can feel it rolling around on your scalp. All right.
So, like, float it up a bit and let it land on your head.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you can. That's the whole thing. It's still outside your body, but you can still feel it just kind of sitting there. And just, but the point is, you want to do this very slowly, because gradually it's tempting to want to move fast, but believe it or not, moving very slowly takes a lot of concentration, especially in the real world, material world. So put it there and do the same thing. Let it breathe, let it solidify, let it pull the atmosphere and your attention into it, and then let it solidify. So hold it there for all, let it sit on your head and breathe in. Exhale, solidify it. And all solidifying means is just you feel it more intensely. You're putting your attention on it, and you feel it more intensely. It feels more real, rather than just a slight sensation. All right. Now gradually tilt your head back and let it roll from the top of your head. And you tilt your head back very slowly and let it roll from the top of your head slowly down. Roll over directly down, and it's sitting on your forehead now. And then concentrate. If you need to close your eyes, that's fine. Do what you did before. Inhale, let it pull in your attention. Exhale, solidify it. And if you start to notice any tension in your physical body, try to relax that part of your physical body. Like I noticed my hips were kind of like tightened up a little bit when I looked my head back.
I have one question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it? I mean, I don't know if it's only me, but each time I like try to do energy work with my left hand or right hand, it gets quite cold. To be fair, like it turns really cold.
That's Synthesis and me were actually kind of talking about that a little bit earlier. He was mentioning how his I was asking him. He was talking about how his right hand he uses to transfer gets warm, and I was asking about if his left hand got cold, and I don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it can be one of two things. I think it might be this like a circuit where the right hand or the dominant hand is more of a pushing warm, and the subordinate hand is more of a pulling force. And if it's a pulling force, it's probably going to feel more cold, where cold has to absorb heat, so it's going to feel cold to absorb the heat. My other speculation is that when you're putting a lot of attention on something, your body may be warming up internally, and because you're warm on the inside, the outside feels colder. It's kind of like when you have like the flu or something, your entire body feels cold, and your entire body feels cold because you're burning up, or you're shivering because you're really burning up on the inside.
Yeah, it could be. That's actually quite a good explanation for it.
Yeah, that's my speculation. Don't quote me on it. I'm just assuming that makes the most logical sense to me. All right, so
No, no, it does make sense. Yeah.
um, all right, so now you're gonna tilt your head back forward now, and you're gonna let the ball roll. It's the ball is staying in the exact same spot. It's just that as you move your head, it's you can feel it rolling over that, wherever you're, you can feel it rolling over. It's still barely touching your head, but now you want to look down and you want to feel it roll back from your forehead to the top of your head to kind of like the back. Remember, it's still the ball is still sitting in that same spot in the air. It's not moving. It's just rolling. And do what you did before. Breathe into it and let it solidify. And another thing this will do is as you do things in the material world, in the real world, you're able to keep your concentration and your energy work still be doing that at the real time. The a good milestone to cross is you want to you want to be able to constantly be doing to be using energy work almost on a mundane sense where walking down the street you're able to do energy work. You're able to feel it coming up your legs, through your body, up your spine, and then back down and soaking into your stomach. You're able to feel it kind of like, when you're at the gym working out, you can feel it. You can feel you can feel the energy working with you as you lift weights or as you run. You want to have them both working at the same time, because this not only strengthens your physical body, it can strengthen your spiritual body as well, because you're steadily kind of they need to be constantly operating as one thing, not two separate things. They need to be operating on as one thing. All right, now we're going to be doing something a little bit different. All right, so all the power that you actually put into this energy ball, what you're going to do is it should have like a lot of tension in it now at this point. You're going to basically, lack of a better word, you're going to eat this thing. So you can either imagine it soaking down into your head and down your body and into your dantian, or your root chakra, either one. The dantian's in the abdomen, the navel chakra, and then there's the root chakra, one or the other, or you can split it into both, is fine. But or if you want to take it a literal sense, you can actually feel it roll down into your mouth and you can swallow it. But you want to absorb this thing, and during the process of absorbing it, you actually want to pull it. You want to feel it entering your body. All that tension, all that pressure, all that air that you put it down, you want to feel it moving into your body. Moving down into your head. Hitting the back of your throat. And you want to feel it moving a little bit slowly, a little bit at a time, not fast. Slowly going down into the pit of your stomach. I'm going to put this one in my root chakra, and once it kind of hits all the way down, it slowly dissolves and is absorbed into that energy center. All right. So let me know when you finished that.
A low key made me feel like I actually genuinely ate something.
Exactly. So it's the feeling. Hang on. Gotta send an invite real fast. It's the feeling. The feeling is what you want. The feeling is
I
genuine.
imagine I
Go.
imagine like my body was made out of water, so it would like sink slowly, you know?
Oh yeah, and it's all about how it's not about how you do it. It's about doing it. Okay.
I think Sith is known as well.
Let me kind of send a link to this guy. Ugh. I kind of hate it when this. I kind of hate it when the thing reminds me. It's like, hey, your spelling is bad. I'm very well aware of that. Shut up.
Yes.
It's like your grammar is all wrong. I know.
Leave me be, man.
Yeah, for real. It's like the when you're trying to send a message, it's like you spelt this wrong. They'll understand what I'm saying. It'll be fine. All right. So now, so this is I'm gonna kind of incorporate a little something that this is actually something I'm working on the side. I'm going to post this. So I'm going to post a link and go ahead and post it in the live stream as well. This is for my Udemy class. I'm trying to work on a theme. So I'm going to post a link to emotions of musical keys. All right. Now, this is kind of like you can kind of consider this like a bit of a homework project slash, live stream. You can work on it right now, but I'm gonna go to click the link, and it's basically gonna say the emotions of musical keys, and then it's gonna have a list of all the different notes and what feeling they represent. So we're gonna be doing something a little different, all right? So we're kind of gonna be doing what we did before with putting your attention on a spot that is there, but at the same time it's not there. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be writing, all right? We're going to be writing, but not with a physical pen, not with physical paper. We're going to be... So look at this part where it says, at the top you'll see emotions of the musical keys. I want you to take your sense of awareness, as Robert Bruce would call it, your energy hands, and feel that E as if it was real. Don't touch your screen, but feel with your attention that E as if someone had, let's say someone had carved it or chiseled it into a rock or a piece of wood. Feel the texture of it. Let it feel real. And take your awareness and kind of like run your hand, your energy work hand, your awareness over these letters. And again, you're going to do this very slowly. The point is you put your attention and concentration on it. And you want to relax. All right? But you want that first E on the emotions, really kind of feel it. I'm imagining like it's kind of chiseled into a rock, but instead of chiseled into it, it's chiseled out of it. So it feels like it's kind of I don't know the right word, but it's kind of protruding out of the stone rather than carved into it. And you just want to kind of like, you don't have to go super slow, but put at least like a few seconds. And if it helps, just take one deep breath. Kind of really feel the texture of the letter. However you want it to feel. And then move from one letter to the next. Almost as if you're tracing over it, or you're writing it yourself. In fact, if you want, you can also imagine that you have like a pen or a pencil, and that you're actually writing this out yourself. Or maybe you're these white notes, maybe you're coloring them in.
Or maybe like write it in the air,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much the idea. Is your the thing is you're it's this is a, it's these things, because they're on a screen, they're technically they are there, but they're not. They're not in the physical world. They're on a screen, but you're kind of treating them as if they are, feeling them as if they are actually in the material world. But that's something to do, and once you've kind of done this, I'm still on the emotion word, or emotions. But once you've kind of done this, gradually kind of move down to each little each little phrase. So C major, C major, C minor, and just do the same thing. Just feel them, let them have actually sustenance, actually, as if they were carved into stone or wood or whatever. But really feel the texture, and give that, and and this is actually this is another way that when you get better at this, you'll be able to not just put your attention outside of your body, but you'll be able to put your attention into other things, and you'll be able to feel these other things. You'll get like actual you'll get biofeedback.
I had it on the E of emotions. I also felt like a little bit of a raw texture as well, but
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just take your time with it. You can have fun, take your time, even if you're even if it helps, even imagine that you're coloring each letter a different color. Imagine that you can imagine that instead of white, they have like a kind of a sunset motif going through all of them. So let me know when you guys get to the end of the keys, the musical keys part at the top. I'm about halfway there.
is there like a right way that the texture feels? Or
No, let's see. There is no. Okay, so this is actually a question. I'm glad you asked that. This is a question I want to address to everybody watching this. There is no right way. There is no correct way. There is only, well, let me kind of rephrase that. The correct way is whatever you are intending to feel, that's what you need to feel. So if you're saying I want to feel this as if it's carved into stone, that's what you need to feel. If you're saying I want to feel this as if it's carved into wood, that's what you need to feel. Even if you're saying like I want to feel like it's scribbled into some dirt, that's what you need to feel. You need to feel those specific sensations that you are intending to feel. Now, if it's the opposite, let's say, all right, I intend to feel it as if it's stone, but it feels like, or all I'm really end up feeling is paper. Okay, that's the only thing. Like, yeah, that would be something that you need to work on. It's not incorrect. It's just something you need to work on, because if you're able to feel paper, you're still able to feel something. So so that's good. That's a positive thing. But it's not what you're intending to feel. You need to feel what your intention is to feel. Even if you decide I'm going to change it up. So if you go, emotions will be made out of stone, and then of will be made out of wood, and then maybe the is like has a burning sensation. You feel like it's made of like hot metal, and then the musical keys feels like someone's carving it out of ice. That's fine as long as that's your intention. Your intention, achieving your intent, is the important thing. And that's what you're going for. You're trying to achieve what you're...
All right.
Yeah. So... All right.
Yeah, I got it down. I got the basic gist of it.
Okay. Perfect.
The weird thing was, while I was trying, do you know that feeling when you look down from a really high place,
Mm-hmm.
and you get the feeling like like you're afraid of heights, like
Yeah.
it's like you get this weird feeling in your hands and your body, you know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like I got that feeling in my fingers. I still have it. I don't know why, but it's quite odd. I don't know any texture of it, but it's quite an odd thing.
I often get that. I often get like that little kind of pinch-like feeling in my feet. Like, oh God, especially if I'm in a high place. Like, oh crick, like that. You're gonna jump down and you're gonna land really hard, and you can feel that pain like shooting up in your feet. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I don't get it's only really the feeling like looking down, but that's as far as it goes.
So, excuse me. All right. So, when we hit the end of the keys, if you want to kind of go back over it and say, okay, I'm going to do another, you're going to do another round, but it's going to be different. So I was actually imagining that also it was being the words were being burned into a piece of wood, and I was actually feeling the heat from the wood being burned and smelling the smoke, and yeah, and don't always remember, incorporate every sense. If you want something to be like wood, smell the wood. Smell the smoke being burned. Feel the heat coming off of the letters. So if you want to go another round with that and try something different, that's good. I am going to, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I pulled, this is actually something I use to, with my when I'm trying to work on compositions. I'll go ahead and post this. See it go through. Yeah. Okay. Um, and I'm going to actually look up all. I'm gonna pick one of these. I'm gonna pick one of these notes. Okay. And I am going to on here. It has all of them. So what is this one? Where's it at? C major, and I'm gonna click right here, C major, and I'm going to concentrate on that feeling. Okay, that emotional feeling. And what I mean is, I'm not. It's not going to get stuck. I'm just going to feel it. And I'm going. And you want to. And this is this. You can consider this more of a little homework, exercise. But I'm going to feel that sensation going through my body, like what is, and really kind of meditate. What is a C major supposed to feel like? Completely pure, characters innocent, simply simplicity, naive, children's talk, So just and this is also kind of like for me because I'm working on a theme and I'm trying to get inspiration for the music, so I'm kind of teaching and working on my own stuff at the same time. But pay attention. The thing is, pay attention to the feeling, the emotional feeling, but don't get caught up in it. Don't trap that feeling. Let's see, C minor. Let the feeling wash over you, and then just kind of like, it's almost like being in the sun. When you lay down in the sun, you can feel the warmth and the heat, but you're just feeling it. It's a feeling that exists in the moment. I'm going to kind of gradually go down each one of these. And for this specific purpose, I know it's probably been said by a lot of people, but I want this to actually be a actual practice where when people talk about controlling your emotions, you legitimately do have the ability to control your emotions, because all emotions are basically a chemical response. And I know that kind of sounds like pretentious, like, oh, emotions are real because they are your body's real reaction. But it's also the fact that you have the ability to control them. And they can be powerful tools if you can control your emotions instead of letting them control you. If you can be the when people say control your emotions, what they're really saying is stop feeling what you're feeling, and that's not the idea. You want to feel what you feel, but you don't want to let that feeling take you over and influence your decision. Because when you tell people to not feel what they're feeling, and they suppress it, they're damaging themselves on a lot of different levels. But the important thing is you do want to feel these emotions, but you don't want them to consume you or control you. And that's the thing when it comes to, like, with the sun. You want to feel the sunlight, and you want to feel the existence of it without getting, overly wrapped up or consumed. So I'm just kind of like reading these in my head. But oh, I did that one. Excuse me. Oh wait, no. It's kind of amazing how just one little note difference make it feel different. I'm gradually hoping that this will be able to, when I make more meditation music, I'll be able to use this, trigger these senses of feeling, and or actually move through the senses of feelings and kind of gradually move in, excuse me, into more of how I can use music for healing purposes. There was a few people who sent me links on the articles about music as a source of healing, and I'm actually kind of find that interesting. Oh, let me see what I got here. I'm gonna kind of focus on this, and I actually have something for everybody. Especially you, Shade. I've got something for you. So I'll post it. I'll be posting it on the live feed and in the chat, but it is something I definitely want you to see. Oh, what was
did you already post it?
No, I did not. I was trying to finish this
Oh
up.
no, I was just making sure.
Okay, no, I
No,
did.
take it down.
Let me. Ah, jeez. All right. Hang on. All right, hold that thought, fellas. Let me do something. Okay, found it. Took me a second. Found it. Okay. So I watched this, but also this one is for you, specifically for you, Shade. So here you go.
I want to encourage somebody out there who's thinking
Also,
about
Sid said if this class lasts to 2:05. Oh yeah, you're probably reading it anyway.
for things to turn around.
Yeah, I'll be ending it here
Thinking
shortly.
about quitting, you're thinking about. I want to encourage somebody out there who's thinking about quitting and giving up. Somebody who has been praying for years for things to turn around. You're thinking about quitting, you're thinking about giving up. You are folding, you are caving in. This is for you.
You're in this storm and you're down on your knees and you're cold and you're weak and you feel like this is the end. You have a choice to either give up or keep going. Give up or get up.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Stay in it. Stay focused.
When you fail, try again and again and again. You just take one step at a time.
It's hard, but it's worth fighting. It's worth believing. It's worth mustering yourself up, standing up inside yourself. It's worth fighting relentlessly, never giving up. I love the sun, but things don't grow because of the sun. You have to have some rain. And you've got to stop looking at rain in your life as something bad. My greatest moments didn't come from my greatest moments. My greatest moments came from my greatest defeats. Because it was during my defeat that I had to find a way to get back up. You thought for 1 minute that you broke me. You got me twisted. I am not phenomenally skilled, but phenomenally willed. I will not give up. I will not surrender. I will not quit. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running towards your dream. Stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. Keep your head up. Stick your chest out. Continue to walk with pride. And know if it was easy, everybody would do it. It's not going to be easy, but we have what it takes. Their rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. Don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day. Don't look at night as darkness. Look at night as a new beginning.
Yeah, so that was my little, you know, parting gift to everybody for this live stream. So I hope that was. Actually, let me do this one more thing. Crap. I think I got it right here. Yeah. I'm going to copy and paste this. Copy link.
And the video quite hit home, to be fair.
Well, yeah. I mean, I want these live streams and these classes to be more than just basic, oh, we're going to meditate, oh, we're going to do energy hour. I want this to be we are going to evolve. We are going to grow. We are going to face we're going to address every possible challenge that hits real people and do something about it. You know, whatever that difficulty is, because if people who only focus on, you have to focus on all types of growth, whether it's physical, spiritual, or mental. With, you know, if you're weak in one area, you're weak in all areas. That's just how it is. The world operates on, there are four seasons for a purpose, for a reason. You know, everything we go through has its purpose. And I'm not trying to be, you know, superficial or, you know, pretentious. I want this to be a thing that when people go through that moment of difficulty, the answer is, you know, there's an answer there's someone there to give them an answer or to give them advice. Because I remember when I was doing this, I was constantly struggling for answers. I was constantly looking. I felt like I had nothing, and I was like, everything I want to said the same thing over and over and over again. And I couldn't see anything more, and I kept digging and digging and digging, but I want this to be more than just a sit in your little circle zone, wherever the hell that is, and fucking pray and meditate. That's helpful to a degree, but there are elements that it doesn't tackle. You know, that's my... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep growing. You can't, like, stop at a certain point and say this is enough.
Right. But that's what I want these things to be. I want them to be building blocks on all levels, whether it's physical levels, whether it's emotional levels, it's, you know, whatever it is. I want this discord, this whole thing I'm working on, its purpose is give it everything it needs. Give it everything that people are requiring. Not every situation can be worked on through an evocation, through a divination. Sometimes you got to do your shit on your own. You know, before you go trying to contact some spirit higher being, you got to know that you can handle your shit yourself. You know, and this is one thing where I kind of disagree with it, you know, and this is not this is a criticism of people on the forum, not a hatred towards them, but it's simply that if your intention is to be a living God, then be one. Don't sit out, stop trying to, the moment that you sit out there and find, the moment you try to find a God outside yourself or a demon or whatever, anything that's outside yourself that you bow down to becomes your God. You know, it doesn't matter whether it is an actual religion, whether it's a physical thing, no matter what it is, whether it's food, whether it's a statue, it becomes your God. It's something you're outside yourself. Everything you need exists within yourself. Be, you know, if that's what your goal is, then be that. Work towards that. But I want this thing to be something that tackles every issue that is necessary for growth and evolution. And I don't care what it is. And that might be a little ambitious, but, you know. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of leave that on a parting note. I hope that was helpful. Let's see. I am thinking about maybe doing a Twitch stream for this. It might be a little bit easier. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys think Twitch might be a little bit easier. I've been hearing, I don't know. But if that's the case, I might try to do one of those. Alright, let's see. Let me see. Let me welcome. Okay, go ahead and close this down.